All right, welcome back everyone to another day of Prairie Sky Farms. I did go ahead and advance into March. That way you guys didn't have to sit here and watch all that boring stuff. Uh, I did look through and I found a really good hoeing contract, so I think we're gonna just go ahead and accept that because that will get us even closer to buying another hunk of farm ground. And I think I did finally kind of get a little more of my audio sorted out. I think I finally at least got the game sounds synced up. Not getting any delay now. Apparently on my Elgato it is set at 16-bit due to the chat link setup being an analog setting in Elgato Studio. So I had to go through and actually change my headphones to 16-bit as well. And that got rid of that weird delay because it didn't have to process it to 16-bit or anything anymore. So hopefully that starts eliminating some of the issues that I was having. Yeah, and that's kind of the one I was thinking. Straight down this road up here. So once I get down there, I will see you guys. Alrighty, here we are at our field. And I think it's time to go ahead and just hop in and get to it. Otherwise, I'll never get it done. There was going to be a possibility of me actually planting soybeans a little bit tonight and possibly tomorrow. But so far, I haven't heard anything from my brother about heading over to help with any of that. So maybe he just decided to go ahead and do it, or either he called it, either he decided to go ahead and do it and start tonight, or decided that planting some of that other corn that he was stressful enough that he needed a break for the evening, which just means I can probably have another lazy day tomorrow. He had an unfortunate issue with his GPS globe as well. We had to open it up yesterday to find out that there was a bunch of condensation in it that is causing a minor short or something where it wasn't able to even power on. So there was no GPS for him to use. He called up the company and I guess they're supposed to send him a brand new one. But they said, go ahead and open it up and let it dry out. The serviceman told him that he knew a customer that actually opened it up and put it in the oven at a low temp, which I'd assume would probably be as low as the oven could go with the door open, maybe. That way it wouldn't get super hot and really damage it. But as far as I know, my brother was just gonna stick it in his gun safe next to the, I call it a desiccant rod. It's a moisture rod to help keep things from getting rusty. The one thing we were kind of surprised at is apparently there's no real one-way valve or anything for it to vent, which allowed condensation to build up being out in the heat and sunlight like it was, but at least they were able to get it put in the system so they can send him a new one tomorrow, and hopefully he'll have it Tuesday. I think they were supposed to kind of try to do the overnight thing. But we got the other one working by opening it up and him letting it dry out. I can't really take any credit for that though, because all I did was help open it up and then helped the guy fill his drill with beans. We took off and dropped the fertilizer trailer off at the agronomist, and he went home to let everything dry out and must have got out fairly early this morning, got put back together and hooked up and said it worked. So when I texted him and started talking to him and finally asked about it around 12:30, I think that was, he said it was working. So we were back in business. He just had to go plant corn through the first time, and he said it was a slow thing because he was only able to go about 4 miles an hour due to the amount of fertilizer the guy was having him apply, which kind of makes sense. You want to give it a good dose so it gets up and going and kind of halfway catches up, even though it's just going to get chopped for silage because it's a little feedlot. And he's set up for 30-inch rows, but the guy wanted him to do it in 15s. So he had to go through the first time and then go back through the field a second time and split everything. But I think the guy might have said, "Hey, I'm sorry to take it away from you right away, but I might just get a planter set up at 15-inch rows for next year. That way I can just do it," which I don't think my brother let bother him too much. Because who knows what we might be doing next year. We might be helping out even more with the other farm ground. Who knows? Life's weird. It can completely do a 180 in a very short amount of time. Who knows? Maybe I'll finally get gutsy and end up buying a lottery ticket and being able to retire at 36 years old because of me winning the lottery. But I never play the lottery, so I don't see that happening. People probably call it lame, but I've never even been to a casino in my 36 years of existence. But I don't really have any desire to go to one. Sometimes those eBay auctions are almost enough for me to get my heart pumping pretty good, and next thing I know I'm disappointed because I lost the bid, or really excited because I won. I guess a good thing about auctions like that is if you don't win, you're not out any money, so that just might be my limit there is eBay auctions. want to say I still kind of halfway hear a little hiccup. Was it 15 and a half minutes mark? Or for my recording, it was 15 and a half minutes. I'll have a little bit cut out between traveling here and then traveling back. It'll make the video shorter and throw that time mark off for you, but I want to say I still kind of hear a few little audio hiccups, like what was in my last video, but at the same time, I don't know if that was like air pressure kind of equalizing in my sinus and cavity and ear canal, since that's all connected, or if it's just me thinking I'm hearing it when I'm not. That all could very well be true as well. And it might just be me being paranoid since I've been trying to chase it down for so long. And I guess I could actually go back to the way I was originally doing it and have everything just go through my Elgato via HDMI and only set it up when I need to use my ChatLink Pro. I just kind of started using the ChatLink Pro to try to eliminate that echo. But that might not change anything either. Especially if it's something that's, in my head. Because it's strange how your mind can do that. But at the same time, I don't think I've heard any loud popping like I did previously at the 10 or 11 minute mark, like I was getting. Besides earlier when I accidentally bumped the mic. And one of these days, maybe I'll get gutsy and try to set it all up so that there's two audio tracks. One strictly for my voiceover, my mic slash aux as my headset is recognized in OBS. And then one for the gameplay, just in case I do have to tweak it a little bit in DaVinci Resolve. Because looking at this right now, but I am also zoomed out. The game does do a decent job at reducing the sound as you zoom out versus it being zoomed in. It gets quieter when you zoom out away from the vehicles versus being zoomed in. So that could be part of why it doesn't seem like it's registering quite as high on my audio. And I can't quite tell if there is still just a little bit of a delay there or not. It's not worth it for me to try to investigate right now, anyway. Because I already know that it does not have the delay for you guys. It's just on my recording part here. I think about the only other way I could change that would be plug my headset into my PlayStation, and then utilize my lapel mic that I just got in. But really, it's not a big enough delay to really bother me too much. I think I've kind of slowly gotten used to it a little bit. I mean, it's just tractor sounds anyway. It'd probably be a little more annoying if I was playing something like Red Dead Redemption 2 or something with an actual decent amount of dialogue where it would be done on screen and I'd still be hearing half a second of it. But maybe I'll finally get things halfway figured out by the time I want to go down any of that. Because I do think I would like to maybe do something like Red Dead Redemption 2 later on, and maybe focus on more of the challenges and stuff, because it wasn't that long ago that I finally actually unlocked the Legend of the East satchel before the prologue because before that I was kind of lazy and I do some of the upgrades, but I'd never did all of them. I think I got real close a time or two, but then I'd get sucked into the story and forget about the extra stuff. So maybe that'll be a fun thing to do. Well, there we are. Like I said, the one downside to Farming Simulator 25, don't get to completely finish the contracts like you used to. But I guess it is what it is. We're right here. Let's see. I personally like this view a little bit better. I'm not running clear down that. It might be. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. And yeah, I still kind of hear a teeny tiny little delay there. Let's see. I don't have my keyboard, so I'll just play around real quick, like without wasting too much of your time. Let's see, we're almost at. I'll try that just for heck of it. Yeah, there's still a delay. But I think I found a good way to actually test that out. But again, I'll head back to the farm and I will see you there unless I see anything real interesting like another one of those acorns. So I'll meet you back at the farm. Alrighty, now that we're back at the farm, I think what we will do is just collect our contract, and there we are. We've hit the $600,000 mark again. Getting that much closer. I want to try to hit 700,000 before we buy that other field. I know originally it was $1 million, but that's just going to take entirely way too long with just 3 fields since I'm not doing any other productions. So I say we hit 700,000, then we can buy that other field, and then we can kind of go from there. We'll start getting in, bringing in more and more revenue that way, so it'll start being quicker finally. So I think $700,000 is a good goal. And then we'll start buying farm ground. I think we'll hit. I think it'll be a case of we'll have to hit 700,000 again before we buy the next field, until we get a few fields bought and really start kind of bringing in the money a little bit more. I think is a good plan. So I think I will I cut this one a little shorter than normal since the last one was about 10 minutes longer than what I normally try to aim for. Everyone have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode of Prairie Sky Farm.